Hello, and welcome to the ENG YNPL review update show with me and Richard. Hang on, Rich, I'm just trying to get... God, it's been such a long time, mate, and it's great to be back.
It's lovely to be back.
Amazing, absolutely amazing. Where do we start? I'll let you kick it all off. Go on.
Okay, well, welcome back, everyone. It's been, since April, I think. April, we did our national competitions for the 2021-22 season. We are now back, and we kicked off the 2022-23 season with a double header this weekend. So on Saturday, we had the Under-12s Northern Conference, and on Sunday, the Under-12 Southern Conference. And it was a great start to the season. Number one, in terms of support for the players, was unbelievable, especially the North. I'm going to give the North a little bit more credit than the South because the support there was unbelievable. So well done to the Northern parents. But the South as well, you were incredible as well. A great atmosphere for the players. And the standard of play was fantastic. The entertainment in a lot of the games was brilliant. And what I loved more than anything this weekend was how teams who were losing or teams who got beat 2 times, I kind of look at them and think, they're not pushovers. They're good, solid teams. So that's given me that makes me happy because it just shows the level of competition we have in the leagues this season. And if that's what it's like at an under-12s level, I can't wait to see what the under-13s has to offer, the 14s, and especially the 15s. 15s for me this season is going to be the most incredible league. But we'll touch upon the under-15s later because we have a couple of VIPs coming into the room a bit later on. But before we got some special guests here tonight. But before we do that, Martin, let's just do a quick recap on the scores from both leagues this season. Season, this round.
this season. It's only just begun. All right, let's do this. There we go.
So we've done this.
Under-12.
I'll flick to the old Northern Conference my end as well.
Okay.
So let's do a quick recap. We had one of the biggest shocks ever, actually, in this. When I think back to the games that I played, it's really tough to get shocks in 36 or 40-minute games because, as you know, on the live stream, Martin, like some games can be relatively over within the first 5 minutes, right?
No, possibly not.
But when we do our 10-minute game competitions, it's more you see the underdog type of scenario kick in a little bit more. But on Saturday at the Platt Lane complex, which is a lovely venue as well, I wouldn't mind going back there more often. We had 2 courts running side by side, which was good but bad at the same time because concentration wise, I like focusing on the game at a time. But it was also nice to get it done relatively quick. But the atmosphere was really cool as well. So let's start with Court A. So we had Kingsway Power versus Kingsway Power under-11s. We all knew what was going to happen there, but the under-11s conducted themselves really well. It was 38-9. So the champions of our under-11s Netball Cup, Kingsway Power, who are now under-12s, they started with a win. Then Chester took on Wyre. So Chester won 22-15. Wyre were relatively in the game up until half-time, but Chester, we kind of got, both teams struggled to kind of dominate, I think, in the third quarter, but then Chester just started to be a bit more consistent under the post. So they got the win 22-15. Then Northwich played Kingsway Power under-11s. The under-11s gave them a good run for their money. They got into a lead and they made sure Northwich had to work for the win. And in the end, it wasn't the most convincing win, but it was a win. And that's all that matters at the end of the day. Then Chester took on Kingsway Power. Now, Chester they lost 2 or 3 players due to injury or players leaving. And or people just couldn't make it. And to play Kingsway Power with not your strongest team is not particularly a great idea, is it, Martin?
No.
And we saw that play out, and the score was 56-6 to Kingsway Power. So they kind of put their marker down as if to say, Kingsway Power are here. Come on, if you're tough enough, come and give us a game type of attitude. And very convincing, very professional as ever. And I'm still maintain they are robots. They are not humans.
I always think, you know, when I hear Kingsway Power, I was, you know, like out of Jurassic Park, where you hear that thud, that woof, woof. It's like that when you hear Kingsway Power. Poof, it's in the background. Oh, it's Kingsway Power.
I'm seriously, mate. I still maintain robots. Unbelievable. They just I can't. They're like, sometimes you just think, oh, they're just perfection when they're playing. You think you can't be that perfect when you play. Surely not.
Yeah, they are. They are indeed.
But the final game on Court A was Wire against Northwich Sapphires. Again, Wire did a great job up until probably half time, but then Northwich pulled away in the second half to get, again, not as the most convincing win on the planet, but again, it was a win, and it gave them 2 wins out of 2. So that was all that mattered. On Court B, this was a bit too heavy for a 9 o'clock game, to be honest. Oldham against Ellesmere Port. What a game of netball! It set the tone for probably the whole day. Oldham started really well. I was watching that game, and it looked like Oldham would convincingly win it based on what we saw in the first quarter. So I kind of was not. I was paying attention, but I was kind of thinking, "Oh, this game's." I kind of think Oldham's going to win this. But Ellesmere Port, they battled hard. They were nice and aggressive, and they kind of, both teams wore, in the end, Ellesmere Port wore Oldham down with just their energy, their competitive spirit. It was just a really good game of netball, and fair play to Ellesmere Port, because they went and got the win, and a win that no one expected them to get, and they kind of threw a spanner in the works very, very early on in this league. So big well done to Ellesmere Port, and they were my team of that round, just because they did something that they weren't expected to do. So well done to Ellesmere Port. That's why these leagues exist, because we want to create kind of the environment for these potential upsets. So well done to Ellesmere Port, but well done to Oldham as well. Great battle by both teams.
I didn't really get to see that match because obviously it's on Court B. I was obviously live streaming Court A. So it's like, oh.
Yeah, no, sometimes you get that. You're like, oh, I wish I'd watched that one.
Yeah.
But sometimes you've got to like think, wow, these are only 12. Like, it's unbelievable.
Yeah, you've also got to think, when those scores are coming in, I'm obviously seeing the scores, and I'm seeing it on the other laptop, which is obviously pushing through the live stream. And I'm dealing with the Kingsway Power game, you know, the home against home game, and I'm looking across and I can see the scores. I'm going, oh, it's like, oh, I want to watch, but I've got to concentrate on this. I've got to do this. So many, sorry.
Well, next up, Grangetown played Bury. Grangetown is a good game, very evenly matched. Grangetown did everything they could to throw the win away in the last quarter. Bury nearly got the draw, but it wasn't to be. But well done to Grangetown. Again, what I think, just getting things done is a good skill to have. And Grangetown just got the job done, which is a 14-13 win. Then we had Leeds versus Ellesmere Port, 20-12 to Leeds. But to be honest, it looks convincing, the win, but it wasn't. It going into the fourth quarter, there was only 1 point in this game, but Leeds kind of they just kind of broke Ellesmere Port down. And we spoke to one of the players, and she correctly said it was in the centre of the court. In the fourth quarter, they held their nerve. They dominated the centre of the court, and they went and got the win, which was they probably were a bit apprehensive about the Ellesmere Port game, because they probably had won against Oldham, so they probably thought, well, this is a big test for us very, very early on in the league. So well done to Leeds for getting that done, because that was a really tough game against a very good team. Then Oldham bounced back from their defeat against Grangetown, winning 43-14 to get their first win of the season. And finally, Bury against Leeds. It was a very convincing win, for Leeds against Bury. It was 46. So you can see the table there. Very rare to have the top 3 on maximum points, and normally you get like 4 or 5 teams, or minimal 4 teams all on 4 points. But because of that upset, Ellesmere Port, they kind of created a narrative that we don't normally see in the league this early on. So 3 teams on 4 points, 4 teams on 2 points, and we have 3 teams at the bottom there with 0. So let's move on to the Southern Conference.
There we go.
We're going to try and wrap this up in 4 minutes, so we get the girls in at 1:15.
Yeah.
So newcomers, Shan, they played All Stars 37-6, London derby there. All Stars were also new to the league, so welcome to All Stars and Shan. Then Team Bridge, Magic versus All Stars. Magic, I expected them to win this, but All Stars produced a fantastic performance. They definitely did not perform like this in the first game, so maybe they needed a little warm up to get themselves going. But it was 19-14 to Magic. Then Shan took on Team Bridge. Team Bridge last season coming in the top 11 or top 12, I think it was, in our under 11s competition. So Shan knew they were playing against a very good nationally ranked team. And initially it was a cat and mouse. Both teams were working each other out. But we're going to speak to Poppy, who was instrumental in getting this win for Shan, because once she started to dominate the center of the court and feed the attacking players, everything changed. So Shan got the win against a very good Team Bridge side. Then finally in the morning, Team Bridge took on Magic. It was just no one really took the initiative in this game, and it went back and forth. Team Bridge did get ahead towards the end, but then Magic rallied, and they had the chance to snatch a draw at the very end. But
That was so close at the end, man.
Yeah, they failed to capitalize on
coach,
on
and
their
I was saying
possession.
to her, just the possession thing when they gave away that possession, it was like, oh,
Yeah, it was
and you got you going 5, 4. It's like, no.
Surprised I didn't get blamed.
Well, there is that.
4, 3, 2, 1.
That's something we'll talk about that later, by the way. The countdown. That reminds me.
Well, I got blamed. Yeah, there'll be many times I get blamed for ruining people's lives with a 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stars versus Poole. Good game. Very, very surprised at how good Poole were. They stormed into a lead. They potentially could have gone 5-1 up and really put Stars under pressure. Stars had a big squad. They had a lot. They could make a lot of changes. But again, they had to work hard to win that. And Poole, we talk about the under 15s Poole team, the old Poole Diamonds, who have been very dominant for the last 3 or 4 years in our leagues and our cup competitions. But I like this team. Defensively good. They have all the characteristics of a really good team. Once the season progresses, I think they're going to be a really good team to see how they nurture and mature. So good game of netball, but Stars got the win. Western Park Blades versus Eagles. Eagles were officially ranked number 3 in the country coming into this season. And Western Park Blades, they did a great job. Again, it's one of those games where I sat back and went, you know what? If you're going to get beat, you get beat the right way. And Western Park Blades, they worked hard. They stayed competitive throughout. And they looked like they were competing throughout the whole 36 minutes. So big well done to Western Park Blades, but a big well done to Eagles. Then we had Turnford versus Poole. I've actually missed a number here off this. I will correct it. But the score was 19-18.
I was going to say.
Yeah, it was 19-18 to Turnford. And we'll probably show a couple minutes of this, Martin, once we've done the interviews and stuff. But Turnford were 3 points down with about a minute and a half or 2 minutes to go. And they basically got it back and within the last 10 seconds scored to win the game 19-18. And felt so sorry for Poole because they worked so hard throughout the whole game. But again, you've got to seeing things through is a skill, and but they showed again. Turnford was seventh ranked in the country coming into this league, so it just shows you how good of a team Poole are. So massive well done to Poole again, great performance, but well done for Turnford for staying strong and nicking the win at the very end. Another classic Turnford versus Poole game, Martin.
Yeah, definitely.
And last two games,
I have to start charging a premium for those games, I'm afraid.
double ticket prices for them ones.
There you go. Yeah.
Stars Western Park Blades 29-15 to Stars. Good game of netball. Western Park Blades definitely made Stars work for that one again, and Stars got their second win of the day. Western Park Blades, unfortunately, that was 2 losses, but 2 good performances in my eyes. And finally, it was Turnford versus Eagles. Eagles very, very dominant all the way up to the 4th quarter. They did change their team around quite a bit to try out new systems or get new players into different positions. But to be fair to Turnford, so enthusiastic all the way to the end. And they just kept going and kept going. And you never know, goal difference at the end of the season might make a big difference in where you place in the league. So, well done for Turnford for sticking at it, especially when they were like 5-6-1 down or whatever it was. And they just kept going. They just kept working hard and getting what they could out the game. And that was this is what this league's all about. It's about pushing yourself week in, week out and learning, because you don't get these leagues at an under 12s level. But let's talk to some debutants of this league who are very successful this week. We've got coming into the room Florrie and Poppy from Shan Netball Club, who are based in London. And we've got Arabella and Izzy from Northwich Sapphires, which is, where's Northwich near? Is it near Chester, Macclesfield, Manchester?
Chester. Yeah, Chester.
So near Chester. So we've got Arabella and Izzy from Northwich Sapphires, and we've got Poppy and Florrie from Shan Netball Club. Girls, very successful weekend. Let's start with you, Poppy and Florrie. What was the experience like for you coming into the league? Let's go with you, Poppy. Come on, Poppy.
Well, actually, since it was our first time in the league, we were quite nervous. But we definitely were quite confident with the first match because they are based quite near us. So we had kind of heard about them, and I've trialed there before, but just as a backup option for a club. So we were quite comfortable in our first match, but when we went into our second match, we were a bit more more uneasy because, we had heard they were 11th in the whole entire country. So we were just we didn't really know how they were going to play and how we were going to play, because sometimes who you play against affects how you play. But they were a really good team and it was really tough, but it was a really good match.
You done well. And Florrie, in terms of the environment, so you've got the music, you've got me on the microphone, sometimes stopping games before they should be stopped. We've got the live stream, we've got Martin on the lights, you've got all the cameras there. What's that like for someone of your age to kind of step into that environment, and then you've got the spectators close to the court? Do you feel like it's a more of a professional environment compared to what you're used to?
Yeah, it definitely makes you feel more professional when everything's there. And as a club, we've never played indoors before. So
interesting.
Yeah, we've always played matches outside. So having that big environment was I think it just made us all feel more professional, and I think it made us all bring our A game to the courts.
Well, it definitely did, because you've got 2 wins. So we're going to go back to you 2 in a minute, and we're going to speak to Arabella. And is it Izzy or Isabel? You call yourself Izzy?
Yeah, sure.
What do you prefer, Isabel? Isabel or Izzy?
Isabel.
We'll call you Isabel. I've got my Facebook Izzy. Yeah, maybe is that what they call you for short?
Yeah.
Is that what your mum calls you when you're in trouble? Is it?
Yeah.
Izzy don't get in trouble. But so Izzy, you played, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
Because I know Arabella's got a broken finger. But Izzy, you played. Give us an idea of your experience and what you enjoyed about the day coming into the ENG world.
Well, since we were new, it was quite different, and we were all just very excited, nervous. But once we got on the court and we started playing and we just did what we could do, we got quite used to just the circumstances and the environment. So it was quite good the entire day. It was really nice.
And Arabella, what's it like watching your team? You must have been so eager just to run on the court and help them out.
Yeah. Well, I was in my netball dress and everything, so I was thinking, do you reckon I could play? And then I remembered, no, broken.
No, doctor says no.
But yeah, it was actually quite nice watching the team, because when I look at them, I kind of felt quite proud, because I thought, well, this is our first match and we're winning. And, we were beating teams like Kingsway Power, which I thought was a really big achievement for us.
Yeah, well, to be honest, I've heard a lot about you, Northwich Sapphires. A lot of people have been saying to me, watch this team. This is a good team, because you have, I think, in local tournaments, really pushed some of these top teams in the north. But how happy were you with your initial game against Kingsway Power? Was it? Did you expect to beat them by more, or were you just content with kind of that win?
I think we were quite happy with that win, because we knew, it was Kingsway Power, so we knew that they were going to put up a really good fight. So I think even though we didn't win really convincingly, I thought it was good that we got the win in the end.
Yeah. And Izzy, against Wire, you happy with your team performance in that game as well?
They were really good. I just thought we kept on pushing and pushing to our limits, and if we just kept on doing that, even if we lost or if we won or if we drew, at the end of the day, we've all tried our hardest. We've all had fun, so I was quite happy with our performance.
And yeah, you've got 2 wins out of 2, which is a good start. It's not a bad start, is it? But we're going to touch upon the teams you're going to be playing in the next round after we speak to Poppy and Florrie. So Poppy and Florrie, against Teambridge in particular, it was quite close, wasn't it? Up until probably half time. But Poppy, you kind of decided, you know what, I'm going to dominate the centre court. No, and every player around you seemed to be falling on the floor. What did you have some sort of force field around you, Poppy?
It's a secret.
It's that firewall, isn't it, Poppy?
Well, that's firewall is really helpful for our centres, but if they contact you, you're allowed to contact back, because if the umpire isn't calling it, then it surely must be unfair if they call you up and not the other person. So you're allowed to contact them if they're contacting you.
Just keep steamrolling them until you get called up for it. It's not a bad tactic, Poppy.
Nope.
and Florrie, beating a team like Teambridge, how much confidence does that give you going forward in the season, thinking, you know what, we've beaten a really good team here. There's no reason why we can't potentially win this league or come in the top 4. What's your thoughts?
I think we probably feel quite confident going further now after beating a team like Teambridge, because they put up a really, really good fight, and it was a really good game, and they were a really hard team to play. So I think knowing that we beat them by what we beat them by, I think that gives us quite a good boost when we go into playing further in the league.
I think honestly, Richard and the girls, I think you're going to add some surprise to this league. I'm looking forward to it. I really am. especially
they need to. Yeah, both these teams. But Northwich, let me just touch upon who you're going to be playing next. Because you probably know more about the teams in the league than Shan would know about the teams in their league. So you've won your first 2 games.
Yeah.
Your next set of games, you've got Grangetown. So let's start with Grangetown. Have you played them before? What's your thoughts on playing Grangetown?
We played them in the Berry League. They were really good. So I think we're just hoping that we can try and fight back and try and get a win, because last time we lost by a lot. But we tried, so we just need to focus on helping everyone, not yelling at each other, and just getting the ball down to the net and scoring.
Now, I might go and look at the live stream if you're yelling at each other and just double check that. What do you mean you're yelling at each other?
Well, sometimes when we get angry, let's just say we turn a bit angry and get a bit mad at each other and start yelling at each other, which is not the best to help us win.
Oh, do you know what? I can understand when my live stream or when the network goes down and people come up to me, start asking silly, like Richard does, ask me silly things, and I just give him the look, and then he just walks away. So I understand that. That's fine.
Well, if you get past Grangetown, you've got Leeds. Now, Leeds had a couple of good wins. And Leeds are looking like a club. There's a lot of effort going into establishing them as a national force. What's your thoughts on potentially playing Leeds? A game you can win, do you believe, or is that a bit too much to ask for Northwich?
I think we're very capable of a win, and obviously Leeds are a really, really strong team. But I think that if we all start working together as a team and communicating, I think we're definitely capable of a win. And because it's Leeds, it might not be really convincing. But I think that if we get a win and we can focus on keeping our heads, because I think sometimes the name of a club like Kingsway, Power, Leeds, Oldham, I think that kind of scares us. Just the reputation of the club kind of affects how we go into a game. So I think we just need to keep our heads and we can do it.
Can I throw something into the ring there, Richard, about that statement about Kingsway Power, if you don't mind? Last year, we saw Chester have a really good game against Kingsway Power, lost by a point. It was an amazing game. And if you study, and work well together, Kingsway Power are a formidable team, don't get me wrong. But I think you've got the potential to bring it, especially with Leeds and Grangetown as well. So I'm looking forward to it.
Well, girls, every game is, so this goes for all of you, every game is live streamed. So hopefully your coaches will study these teams and try and work them out. Poppy, Florrie, have you heard of Kingsway Power before?
No, but by the way that you've been talking about them, they sound like a really good team.
We're trying to establish whether they're robots or whether they're humans.
I was just looking them up. I was like, who's this club? I'm a bit scared.
Well, Kingsway Power scored 94 goals in 2 games this weekend. Very impressive. 94. But we're hoping we can provide them a challenge. Hoping. But girls, before we're going to go do a quiz tonight, because we're going to run a competition all season for someone to win a prize. Okay. But before we do the quiz, let's do a little prediction. So Poppy and Florrie, give us a number where you're going to come out of 10 teams this season. No, 12 teams in your league. Where are you coming? Give us a number.
Oh, that's a good one. So should I bring the league up so that you can see?
So Poppy says, what do you say, Poppy?
First.
Right, Poppy's going for the championship. Another
I would
London
agree
team.
with Poppy.
Florrie, you're going with Poppy?
I think top four.
No, give us a number, Florrie. Give us a number. 1, 2. Right. So potentially a big showdown with Eagles.
Being extremely honest, probably second.
Yeah.
Right.
Because we haven't played the other teams before, if we came in the next league, then we definitely come first. If we had played all the teams and we know what their strategies are, we come first. But
Oh,
Yeah.
Poppy,
We haven't heard
I-
of lots of these teams. So
Poppy, I'm the ringmaster here, so I can manipulate the fixtures to make sure you play certain teams at a certain time. So you might get you might get the warm up you need when you come to the
good.
end of the season.
Well done.
But Arabella and Isabel, come on, give us a number. You're in a very, very tough league.
Yeah, we are. So thinking of some of the teams, I reckon so we can definitely get into the top 4, but I think that we're gonna get 3rd or 2nd.
Yeah, I agree.
What do you think about Ellesmere Port beating Oldham? Is that a big shock to you?
To be honest, yeah.
Yeah.
Because we've played Ellesmere Port before and
Yes.
we've beat them, haven't we?
Yeah.
But I don't know whether we've beat Oldham or not.
Yeah.
I think
So
we
do you
came really close. We came really close, but they just beat us by a couple of tactics and a couple of goals. But they were a really good team.
So are you not a bit worried after that Ellesmere Port? So at the moment, you've got the top 4. You've got Kingsway Power, Leeds, Northwich, Oldham. Like Ellesmere Port, are you not thinking, oh, they could potentially knock us out the top 4 if they perform like that? Or are you quite confident you could take them on and not worry too much about Ellesmere Port?
I mean, yeah,
I'm
I think
confident.
we're quite confident, and I think it's better for us because, to be honest, in our team we all worry.
Yeah.
So I think that if we can just stay confident and not really think about the reputation of other teams and just go in thinking of how we're going to play, I think we can definitely, get 3rd, 2nd, or even 1st if we like.
Well, top three teams get medals, so aim for the top 3 at least. But it's good. It's good Ellesmere Port does that because it shows that with the right environment, anything can happen if you put your mind to it, type of thing. So, but let's get on to the quiz now. This quiz is you're probably not going to know any of the answers, but some of them are going to be multiple choice. Some of the answers have been shown to you already tonight. So we're going to have a leaderboard. At the end of the season, we probably give away a pair of trainers or something like that. Something like that. Well, let's say a pair of brand new netball trainers for the winner at the end of the season, okay? But this is going to be a season-long quiz.
Just say that again, Richard, yeah?
So, pen and paper ready, girls?
Yes.
Isabel and Arabella, you doing individual ones? Or are you going to do a team one?
We're going to do it together, I think.
All right, and we'd have the Ara and Poppy and Florrie. You can do individual ones. Poppy, you're not sharing no trainers, are you? You can have one trainer each, Isabel and Arabella. Hope you're the same size.
I think
Okay,
we are.
so let's go for the first question. So, how many goals were scored in the ENG Southern Conference this weekend, the Under-12 Southern Conference? I'm going to give you a multiple choice. Was it 310? Was it 320? Or was it 330? So have a guess. Was it 310, 320, or 330? Happy?
Mm-hmm.
Hope your mum's and dad's are not in the background with a calculator.
No, we kicked them out.
Yeah, we boosted them out.
Too embarrassing.
Okay.
I'm becoming a star. Get out. Leave me alone.
Yeah.
Second question. How many goals were scored in the Under-12s Northern Conference this weekend? Was it 411? Was it 412? Or was it 413? So you got 411, 412, or 413. Which one you going for? Write it down.
I just like to say, Florrie, who are you looking at?
The pencil, it's gone.
No. You. I saw you looking at someone. Is your mum or dad or something giving you information?
My
We're
mum's
very.
doing
We
homework.
do watch on this. You know. Look, she's
My
looking up.
mum's
Going,
doing the homework.
oh.
Hey, Martin,
No.
her mum's doing her homework for her. What a legend mum you
I'm
have.
just joking.
My
She's not
mum
wrong.
and dad would never have done my homework.
Oh, sure, Florrie.
Okay, number
Send it to
3.
school. There you
So
go.
if you've just been listening, girls, you should get this one. What team beat Oldham this week in the Northern Conference League? So if you were listening, I'm going to give you some multiple. I'll give you, especially for the Southern girls, I'll give you a multiple choice. Okay, I'll give you this one. So was it Chester? Was it Grangetown? Or was it Ellesmere Port? Poppy looks confident. Grangetown. I've got this one. Grangetown. Brilliant. Move on. Okay. 4th question. Turnford. See, this is going to be a multiple choice one again. Turnford came from behind to win by 1 point in the last seconds against who? Now, if you've been on my social media, you would have seen the video be put up. Okay. So was it against Western Park Blades? Was it against Poole Netball Club? Or was it against Eagles Netball Club? So
I love Isabella and Arabella like this, mate.
So Turnford won by 1 goal in the last seconds. If you was on my social media, I put a video up. Was it against Western Park Blades? Was it against Poole or was it against Eagles? You have 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Happy, girls?
Yeah.
Yes. I didn't know how to spell it, so we had to have a discussion.
Don't worry. Do not
Spelling.
worry. Right, okay. This is worth 4 points, so be ready. What are the top 4 teams currently in the Northern Conference under 12s? Write them down. It was on your screen a minute ago. It was on your screen a minute ago.
Can we have a multiple choice on that one?
We gave him the answer for that one. So the top 4 teams currently in the Northern Conference. Poppy, stop going online.
She's doing
No,
it.
I'm trying to look at what team they are. Oh yeah.
It don't have to be spelt right. If you kind of get the team, we'll give you the points. Florrie, you happy?
Mm-hmm.
I bet you are with the answers being given to you. Joke, Florrie, joke.
Mate, it's the first show back, you know.
I'm sorry, I'm a terrible wind-up, Florrie. I'm terrible. You get to know me. Here we go. They've got some sort of little microphone in their ears. The Northwich girls, look.
By the way, Ella's in the backstage. I think she's filling it out as well.
Ella, you're not involved, Ella.
But she wants the trainers, mate. Oh, she just appeared off now. She's gone.
They don't know what trainers that they are yet.
Ah, good point.
They could be like £1.99 Donnays.
Mate, I've seen you shopping. They ain't going to be that.
Okay, the final question worth an amazing 4 points.
Can I just drop in quickly there? Poppy, is that all your homework you got to do? See the folder.
This watch.
Do you go to a school in North Korea?
It's much to do.
That's a lot of homework. All right, the final question. Who are the top 4 teams currently in the Southern Conference? Oh, Arabella's looking around. Did look at the screen there, did you, Arabella? So what teams currently occupy the top 4 positions in the Southern
Can they have to
Conference?
be the order like they are on the chart,
No.
or can you write them down?
No.
Okay.
Just write them down. So once you're done, give me a nod, and we'll go through the answers very quickly, and we'll total up your points, and we'll officially start the leaderboard, Martin.
Oh, yes. I have to create a leaderboard as well. So
Oh, Isabel. Are
We do
you all
that thing in
happy?
Top Gear where you can put the thing up on the something behind you.
Are you happy, girls?
Yes.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. Right. Let's start with the first question. So all I want you to do is kind of put your kind of pad up to the screen so we can confirm the answer. So how many goals were scored in the Southern Conference? Put your pads up. 320. We've got 320. Poppy, what have you got? Just tell us what you got. We can't see it at the moment. 310.
330.
You got
Let's
to
have a look.
310.
You got 310 written down there.
She wrote them all down. And
Oh
said,
no, she's got 330. She's
330. Oh, you legend. Okay.
Oh look, you wrote down the That's clever. She wrote down all the options and then she said,
The person who's got the point there is you, Poppy.
"Oh,
Yes.
well done."
It was 330. Next one. How many goals were scored in the Northern Conference? We got 413,
Get it on the camera.
413, 412. You are all wrong. It was 411.
Ooh.
Sorry. Just ruined
You
your
kind
day.
of delighted when you said that. You all got it wrong. It was 411.
Right. What team kind of created the upset so early on? Was it against Oldham? What team have you got? We've got one.
You've got Grangestown, Ellesmere Port, and Ellesmere Port.
Okay, Poppy, Isabel, and Arabella, you get the points.
I'm doing so bad.
Don't worry, Florrie. No future job is going to ask you how you got on in the ENG quiz.
Unless you go to work for ENG.
Yes. Okay, Turnford won by 1 point this weekend. But who did they win against? It was the last seconds of the game.
We don't know how to spell it, but that's.
We've got Eagles.
Okay, Poppy and Isabel and Arabella, you get the points. Florrie, you might make a comeback in the last couple of
Oh
questions.
my.
4 points.
Okay, who are the top 4 teams in the Northern Conference?
I only got 3.
That's all right. You might get all 3 of them right. So let's have a look. So 1, 2, 3. Okay, hold on. 1,
Got Kingsley Power, Oldham,
2.
and Northwich.
Oh, see, Florrie's coming back. And we've got Kingswell. No. Okay, here we go. So Isabel and Arabella, you got 3 points. It was Oldham. Oldham's in there.
Oh, we were going to put that as our other answer, but oh well.
Florrie, you got all 4 right.
Yeah, well done.
You were watching. And Poppy, you got 3.
Out of 3.
Out of 3. Well, out of 4, really. don't try and change a narrative to make yourself look clever. So before we go to the last question, here are the scores so far. Isabel and Arabella, you have 5. Florrie, you're still in it. You've got 4.
Ooh.
Poppy, you've got 6.
We have a
Last
leader.
question coming up. Some of you will not win the trainers. The Southern Conference, here we go. So we've got 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay. 1, 2.
Oh, Florrie, we got the same.
Yes.
And 1. Okay, put your papers down, girls. Isabel and Arabella, 2 points.
Okay, well done.
You got 2 out of 4. Florrie, 4 points.
Ooh.
Poppy, 4 points. So our winner. So don't worry. We might change the rules. It could be like the top 4 or 5 go to the grand finals of the quiz to win the trainers. Okay, so that's what we'll probably do. So sorry, Poppy.
He's getting all excited. He's thinking about, actually, I can do all this now.
Actually, you could turn it into a national tournament.
Yeah.
So
Hey,
the final
nationwide.
scores are Isabel and Arabella, you have 7. Florrie, you have got 8. And the winner of this quiz tonight and going top of the table is you, Poppy. You've got 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You've got 10 points.
Well done.
Let's give Poppy a clap, please. The next time you girls might see each other might be on the court at our national finals. Do you want to say anything to each other like, I'm going to beat you?
I'm going to beat you.
Down.
Bring it on.
We'll get our
But girls, thank you for...
I'm very scary.
Well, thank you for joining us tonight, girls. You've been an absolute pleasure. And continue to watch the show because we got some VIPs coming into the room now. So thank you very much. We look forward to seeing you again in a few months' time. But we'll see you soon. Bye, girls.
Bye.
There we go. How cool are they for the interviews, mate? I'm astonished how good they are.
All right, but the next two. So coming up now, we're going to look forward to our under-13s, under-15s league this week. Saturday we've got the under-13s, but Sunday we've got the under-15s league, which I am looking forward to so much because every single team in these leagues are super competitive. They've acquired players over the summer to bolster their teams. The northern section is just filled up with the 10 most elite teams in the country. The south is filled up with the 10 most elite teams in the country. But we've got 2 players who have been dominating these leagues and these competitions for many years. So we've got Ella from Turnford and we've got Gracie from Poole Netball Club. No fighting.
We've only got Ella at the moment.
No, Gracie.
Oh, here's Gracie. Here's Gracie. Here she is.
Hi.
There's a light.
Yeah. There you go. Shining upon you.
Girls, how are we?
Good, thank you.
Right. You're not on court tonight, so no contacting, no getting irate, getting angry at each other. We all know what happens when Turnford take on Poole. This is neutral ground tonight. Can you promise there's going to be no cattiness, girls?
Promise.
Cool. Right. This Sunday, you're back in action in the ENG Youth Netball Premier League. What I love about Turnford and Poole is that your kind of rivalry has allowed this league to flourish and become as more known quicker than it probably would have done. Because people are tuning in to kind of see this kind of rivalry between both teams. But I don't want to tell the story. Ella, for everyone out there, what is this all about?
Well, we've been playing each other for a long time since under 12s, under 11s. So we've known each other for quite a long time and known our teams for quite a long time. You never know how it's going to go when we play each other.
That's for sure.
So what's your fondest memory of playing? What is your worst memory of playing Poole? And what has been your best memory of playing Poole?
I think the best time was when we beat them at nationals. Sorry, not your nationals. England nationals.
Oh, so the nationals you didn't win a trophy for?
No.
You picked up the trophy at my one, Ella.
Because the day before they had beaten us, and then we beat them the day after, so it was quite good.
And Gracie, how about you? Your best memory and your worst memory of playing Turnford?
I'd say the best memory is probably winning the under-14 championship, and the worst will probably be losing the nationals or me at under-12s.
I was under-13s.
Under-13s.
Yeah, that was a tough day at the office for your side, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But we got Ella. She disappeared.
I think so. Somebody's got. I don't know if it's you, Gracie. Has somebody got the thing on in the background with you?
No.
No, it's just an echoey bit.
Oh, Ella, you're back.
Hi.
Back.
Ella,
Ella was that scared with you, Gracie.
TV on in the background.
Pardon?
Has someone got a TV on in the background? Just turn it down. No?
It's my mum.
If someone's got it in the background, just turn it down a wee bit so we don't get the echo. I hate hearing my own voice. It's the worst experience on the planet.
I hate hearing your voice too.
No, mate. Martin, calm it, mate. Yeah.
I can't help it.
I won't let you live stream this game ever again.
Okay, I'm sorry.
But you're coming into another big season. I know you both play a lot of netball, regardless of when the season is on or when it's off. What is the aim this season? That goes to you first, Gracie.
I think with the Southern League is to come like top 2, top 4. Like, so we go through to the Grand Nationals, and probably there is because the Northern teams have got a few new teams like Oldham. They're coming in and they're a really good team. So I think it will just be to go out and perform really well against them and see how we do.
Gracie, do you think out of all the things you've won, so you won our under-12s Netball Cup, you've won our league, Southern Conference 2 times in a row. You won our under-14s nationals last season. You beat Kingsway Power in the final very convincingly there as well. Do you think, though, winning it this season will probably be the biggest achievement out of everything you've done so far?
Yeah, I think it would, especially because it's our last year and we want to go off on like a high and go out like knowing it was really good.
And because we've got like Oldham and Bury coming into the league from the north, it's just kind of proving that you are number one this season, especially against those high caliber teams.
Yeah, I think because especially we don't play Bury and Oldham and the northern teams much. Like when we do play against them, we want to do really well.
Yeah, and prove that this little club from was it Dorset?
Dorset.
Yeah, this is amazing. Like you don't get clubs down that way dominating so much. So the fact that you're dominating in a region that's not known for dominating is unbelievable. But Turnford have been dominating the youth netball world for many, many years. Ella, you've won one national tournament within ENG and on the under-13s. You've not won a league. Is it important for you to at least win a league this season to go into the nationals as a champions, or how much does that matter to you?
I don't think it matters that much because it's better to win when it counts and when you're going to get to lift the trophy. So I think it would be really nice to win the Southern Conference, but I think it's more important to win nationals and then come from an underdog position and then come and hopefully win.
So you put more on the nationals than you do on the league?
Well, we still want to win the league, but yeah.
That's interesting. Okay.
Right. Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying, Ella. Like, surely you just kind of want to stop Poole from getting a hat-trick worth of league titles. But is there any other team in the league do you feel could actually stop your two teams from dominating the league this season?
Yeah, I think so.
Who do you think might upset you this season apart from Poole?
Eagles, probably.
Yeah, I know they've got a new player in their team, which is a very good player, Martin, coming in.
Yeah.
Oh.
Do you know her? Who's coming into the Eagles team?
I think so. I'm not too sure.
I don't know. I'm not allowed. I don't think I'm allowed to say, but we'll see her. See her Sunday. It's a new recruit, so we'll see her Sunday. Same question to you, Gracie. Any other team apart from Turnford do you think? How about AP Saints? They look good.
Yeah, I think AP Saints will give us a really good match, especially because we played them at Nationals and we were down by like 9-10 goals and then pulled it back. So I think it will be really good to see how we do in like a short period of time. Yeah,
no, I think this season, out of every season you've done this league, this would be the biggest test at the league, and plus the Nationals will be a massive test for both teams as well. Ella, the season for you didn't end great in the ENG world last season. Is she there, Ella?
Yeah, she's gone again. Ella's gone again.
She's frozen. Yeah. Coming back. But let's go back to you then, Grace. So losing to Turnford, under 13s, then going back to winning nationals, were you relieved?
Yeah, I think it's really good, especially because when we won the Southern Conference, but it does put a lot of pressure on you to like uphold your title when you know that every team in the league is like coming out to put their best performance against you. So you kind of realise it's not just like one game you have to go up a gear for, it's like all of them because everyone wants to come and beat you.
And were you happy? Do you know Turnford lost to Grangetown in that initial game? If they'd have won that game, you would have played against Turnford in the semi-finals. Be honest, were you just happy not to play Turnford in that competition?
Yeah, probably because we didn't actually play Grangetown before that game, so we didn't know a lot about them. But when we didn't have to play Turnford, it was kind of like, I don't know, better in a way. Obviously, Grangetown is a really good team, but we know Turnford more, and we know they'd put up like a really good fight against us, especially because of the rivalry.
Yeah. No, if I was in your position, I would have loved to have avoided that outcome. But Ella, I was about to say, last season didn't end particularly well. You played Grangetown in the quarterfinals, didn't go according to plan. For me, I'd been watching Grangetown all season in the north, and I kind of thought to myself, this is a team. If you underestimate them, or you're not playing to 100%, they could potentially cause an upset to anyone. And they did a good. They played well against Poole. Poole, up until half time, were under pressure against Grangetown. But how much do you want to right that wrong this season and prove you're better than that performance last season?
Quite a lot, because we were really disappointed that we lost that game. And we obviously went back, trained harder, looked at all our tactics, and hopefully we'll beat them next time when we come to play them.
And who do you think, when you look across all the teams in the north and the south, who do you think is going to be your biggest challenge this season? Or actually, better question, who do you really want to play this season? If I was to put you into the final now, Ella, against someone, who would you want it to be against?
Probably Poole, but if not, Kingsway or Oldham.
Give me one. Give me one team, Ella. Send God a message right now. I'll come back to you, Ella. You think about it. Gracie, one team in the final to win the under-15s national title. Who do you want to play?
Obviously it's like the same as Ella. Obviously I would want to play a team from the north, but I feel like because we've like grown up in the league as a final normally being Turnford and Poole, I think it would be a really good way to leave the league with whatever outcome.
Martin, it wouldn't be a bad outcome. Like these two players in particular have been instrumental in helping build the brand.
I can tell you, can I ask them a question? Are you doing a quiz with these two?
No quiz to these two.
All right. Here's a question for you.
After Sunday, maybe.
Yeah. How many people do you think tried to sign in just before your Turnford and Poole game last year?
I think someone told me.
You told me this. I can't remember. When we went to the photo shoot, you told us this.
Was it like 200?
No. I mean, in that, I wish it was 200. I really do. But that last game of the season, you had 48 people try. Honestly, it took the servers down for it was just crazy because they all want to see you play, and I'm looking forward to what's going to happen in the next few months. We
can categorically say when Poole and Turnford play each other at your level, the live stream goes mental.
It does. It is. I tell you what, I'm very surprised. I should have said it at the start. Don't forget to comment, people. There's a comment bit here. You want to throw some questions out there, please do.
Yeah, if you want to ask Ella and Gracie any questions, then fire
That's
away.
the whole idea of the review show. Not just these two, all the time, especially when I ask Richard how he gets that bad haircut. It's all good.
Let's briefly, because I know you've got to go to bed soon, girls. So.
No, Richard's got to go to bed soon.
Who would you like to see in the final?
Bat that one back. Bat it back. Boom, boom.
Martin,
do you know what? I know what my answer is.
Go on, Martin. I need to think. Ella, you killed me there. See, that's like a politician type of thing. Ella answers a question with a question.
Yeah, that's very yeah.
Now
very
I
good
feared on the spot. So Martin, you tell me what you would like in the final. Not because you're going to make loads of money out of it.
Well, no, of course. That's the only reason I'm going to say it. Come on. Is Turnford v Poole? Because I don't think, judging by last year, some of the things, I just think these two, it's that sort of build up. I mean, you'll have the league game, who wins the league, which, this is the end, isn't it?
Or maybe not. Eagles and AP Saints and the other teams might step up.
No, I for me personally, these two in the Nationals, in the final, playing each other. I'm not joking. I'm going to phone the Riot police and say, we need you here now because it's all going to kick off.
in a good way as well.
Yeah, obviously.
Ella, do you know what? Like, I love a story. I love build-ups. I love legacy. And if I was to see a particular final, I think a Poole Turnford one, or potentially a Kingsway Power Oldham, just because of the rivalry between both clubs would be great. But because I've fallen in love with this Poole versus Turnford game, if I was to pick a final in terms of building a legacy around this particular game, that would probably be the main one, because it's been such a big part of the league, the cup events we do, and it's actually a joy to watch. It's been a joy over the last couple of years seeing you girls battle each other, but at the same time, you are friends, aren't you? Can you just tell everyone you're friends?
We are.
Yeah.
Until we get involved, hey Richard.
So they are friends. They do get along. So Ella, you're just in a Sky Sports promotion, weren't you?
Yeah.
Oh, explain.
So go explain that to us, Ella.
So our under 15 Poles team that went to school games, we had to film a video where we had to turn around a piece of card and then say the name of a player that is coming back to Poles in the Super League team or that's transferring from another club.
Oh, cool.
Oh, you did a good job. I was very impressed. I thought, how lucky are you? Well done. You're there you go. Someone's on there.
Yeah, straight in there, Hannah Gibson. Yes, Ella.
So let's go to your fixtures quickly this week. So you're playing nice and early. You've got Charnwood, Rutland, and Sutton Town. So Ella, do any of those teams concern you in any way?
I think all the teams, you can't underestimate them.
Politician.
You've done your PR training. Well done, Ella.
Mate, she's had how many years experience with us now? Okay.
A-star, Ella, for PR training. Well done.
I think, you can never underestimate any team, and we just need to have a strong start in all of our matches to make sure that we can secure a win. So that's all.
And squad wise, is it a full squad turning up? Is it the same? Crew turning up?
So.
Do you know yet?
I think so. Yeah.
Cool. Good. I can't wait to see you. And you've got team beds and you've got Magic. So thoughts, Gracie? Are you carrying an injury at all, Gracie? At all?
Maybe. But
Hayley's going to kill me. Sorry, I wasn't going to say that.
But it will be fine for Sunday.
What's the slight problem, Gracie?
Just my knees. But
you're getting old now, aren't you, Gracie? Don't worry, we'll get you an ENG Zimmer frame.
Great.
Right, not a problem. So team beds, what do you know about them, Gracie? Have you played them before?
Yeah, we played them for a 10-minute match at a tournament a while ago, and it was fine. So I think it would be a good game to try new combinations out with our new players, and it would be good.
Oh yeah, well, actually, so give us a quick one on Magic, and I'm going to talk about a new player you've got. So Magic,
Yeah, I think Magic will be a good game because I know they've got a good coach and they've got a lot of good players. So I think that will be a good game for us to start the season.
Well, they got Kiana as a coach, which is your coach for Post, isn't it, Ella?
Yeah,
Do you enjoy the shouting as well?
she's one of my favourite coaches, I would say, that I've ever had, apart from Sam.
Oh, Ella, you better get that in quick. Do you know what? Do you know I'm going to snip that now and put it on Instagram before you say before.
Oh dear.
But no, Kiana is one of our favourites as well. Me and Martin love listening to Kiana when she comes to the games. But Gracie, you have got a new player. It's Ella from CD Phoenix has come over from you. She's a shooter. Has she played any games with you yet at all?
Yeah, she played in a game with us a couple of weeks ago.
And who did she play up top with?
Well, just everyone because we rotated it, so all the shooters.
And is it looking good, Gracie?
Yeah, it
Is there any more new recruits?
is. Yeah, we'll just have to wait and see.
Oh,
They're not giving anything away, mate, are they?
I tell you what, this is like again North Korean PR, and don't worry, you're not going to be lined up against the wall like by a shooting squad, girls.
I don't know, mate.
So, Ella, any new players coming into your squad at all?
No.
So just the same players, same intensity, same
I
aim.
hope so. Yeah.
Here's a question. Do you think that ENG should have like a transfer window where, you know, we do it like massive, where people can swap from one team to the other without even coaches knowing? Look at the faces. They're like, oh, that would be pretty cool.
All right, and before you go, Ella, if you was to pick any team to play for in the league, apart from Turnford, who would it be?
Oh, that's a good one.
I'd probably have to say Poole, just because
Oh,
I know them.
Do you know what? I didn't know what to say there. I froze. I was a bit like, I can't believe she just said that. It's like a derby. It's just like, hello. Who have you got there?
Yeah.
Richard, who would you play for?
Oh, who would I play for? Oh,
Yes. We need
Do you
to
know-
know this answer. Come
do
on,
you know who
Richard.
I'd play for? Do you know who I'd play for?
Who
I
would
don't know.
you
Some
play
people
for?
just got to get away with people.
AP Saints.
Abe, what about Coach Chris?
Coach Chris.
Coach Chris.
That's you, Christine, isn't it?
Yeah.
Are you starting a netball club?
Sorry.
I would play for Alison for AP Saints. That's who I'd play for.
Is
Gracie,
it
who would you play
or
for
just
apart
Southern?
from Poole?
Probably Turnford, just because a lot of their players
You want to
have really...
win. Right, move on.
No.
But do you not think, right, if you went to the other team, it would be a bit like, I don't know, because it's a weird one, that.
Well, I think it would be like a good experience because most of them play for like London Pulse and Hub, so I think it would be good to train with different people.
Oh, no, don't dispute that. But yeah, I'm just thinking, they get on outside of our wonderful circus, Richard. So to be fair, I can totally understand why they would, to be fair.
Right,
But,
one last question. We're going to do like a bit of Mystic Meg type of stuff here. Ella, give me a prediction, top 4 in order. 1, 2, 3, 4.
I can't say in order, unfortunately.
Why not?
But it's going to be.
Why not? Ella, why not? Why not? Just come on.
£100 if you get it right at the end of the season.
Oh, can I give
a pound?
£100 if you get it right at the end of the season. Now she's
I'm
doing
sorry,
it.
unfortunately, I cannot. But I think top 4, not in no particular order.
Politician.
Poole,
So that's first,
Kingsway,
second,
and Oldham.
No. In your league.
Oh, in our league. Oh, Turnford.
First.
Poole. No, not necessarily. Turnford, Poole, Eagles, and King. Eagles and AP Saints.
Ooh.
Not a bad shout. Not a bad shout. Gracie, are you agreeing with that?
Yeah, I was just about to say, because I was going to say the exact same thing.
So Ella had Turnford first, Poole second, Eagles third, and AP Saints fourth. What are you going for, Gracie? The same order?
Well, it just depends how everyone plays.
Really? I never would have thought that. Richard, I thought you just chose the numbers. Do you know what? They can go to the top of the league this time.
Gracie, you want to change the order at all? Do you reckon you'll come second this season?
I think we have if we train really well, we have a good shot at obviously coming top 2, but don't want to say anything.
Right. Well, Mark, this is officially last thing. Would you like me to set your fixture up on the very last day of the season again, or would you like it somewhere in the middle?
Last day.
Last.
Oh,
you want the hype train to roll on in, do you? Well, Eagles and AP Saints and Magic and Teambridge and Charnwood Rutland and who else in that league? They're probably going to be thinking, you know what? You ain't having your hype train.
Yeah,
we're going to have our hype train.
You know,
Turnford are going to get relegated.
I was just about to throw in there, right? Are you sure either of your teams can actually be first or second? Because, you know, the other teams, they could knock you out. How would you feel if one of you was in the first position and the other one was like halfway in sixth position? Would you still play the same at the end of the season?
Yeah.
Because of the rivalry you two have? Is that it?
Because if one of the teams was winning and say we're coming sixth, then it would be good to beat the winners, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
That's a great answer. I like that one.
It's a bit like Liverpool versus Everton, isn't it? They just hate each other. You don't hate each other. We're not promoting hate. You know what I mean, don't you?
Never promote hate.
No hate. No. Just love. Right, girls, it's bedtime for me. I mean you. But it was great having you on. We're going to see you Sunday. I'm looking forward to this league in particular because on the north and the south, we have got all the best teams in the country.
Hello, somebody's on the call. Sorry.
It's going to be interesting, Martin, to see how, if you win it this season, you can officially say we are the best. No one else can say they're better.
We are the champions.
Job done. But girls, thank you so much for your time, and look forward to all the snippets on the Instagram stories, especially you, Ella. Whee!
Thank you.
Good night, girls.
Bye. That was brilliant. Do you know, I'm going to miss it at the end of this league when they're done and dusted. I know we've got others coming through, but I don't know, it's kind of like that baptism of fire, you know, when it all first started, and you know, and we started to see that obviously build up happen, and then it's going to be over unless you do an under 16s league. Which is
don't tempt me. But it depends. Do you know what it depends upon? It depends whether the enthusiasm's there. It depends. Now, what worries me about the under 15s, as we know, the older the girls get, the less participants they get coming to watch them.
Yeah.
Now, for me, I don't get that bit because these teams, the quality of netball is on another level. So when you come to these games, in particular, these under 15s ones, you're just blown away by the quality of netball. It's not only is it great supporting your child, it's amazing watching the best play in that age group. So the only thing I'm worried about is the spectator aspect. Will parents still come and watch the teams? There's nothing worse than watching high quality netball and having no one there to support. And that's not me like begging people, oh, please come. That's just me knowing. It is, and it's also a case of
you can see the difference.
Netball, like
you know, for me as the live streaming guy, you know, I've said this many years now, you know, and many shows as well. You got to be there. Adds to the atmosphere. It gives the players something. It's, you know, I'm there as a backup. If you can't make it, whatever, blah blah blah. Watch it live, or you know, watch it later after you've been there and you've been watching it. You know, live, but the atmosphere is everything. It's the encouragement. It's that push. I mean, we were speaking and things were about teams. You could see they had that added extra because they had the people behind them shouting.
Well, yeah, well, Martin, that's a good way to move on to the point I made today. So, based on what you just said there, in the Southern League in particular, we saw the difference a crowd has to a team's performance. So, in the North, we had a good crowd for every team, to be fair. So, well done to the parents there. But they do live in a more closer proximity to the venue compared to the South. We've got teams spread out from Dorset to Devon, Sussex. So it is a lot more spread out in the South. But there was a couple of games that proved that a good crowd are the 8th player on the court. So we had Turnford against Poole, and Turnford, they always bring a good sizable amount of people to watch. And that's always been the case with Turnford. And they played against Poole, and Poole were dominating for large parts of the game, but Turnford stuck in the game because everything they did well was celebrated like they'd won the World Cup.
Yeah.
And you could see that encouragement just really helping Turnford stay in the game. And in the end, Turnford went and got the win. And Martin, I don't know if you got access to my Facebook page. You can actually go on there and you can actually put up the last couple of minutes of that game. But Poole didn't have as much support. And the people there were encouraging them really well. But it was I just felt the crowd and the audience were really pushing Turnford forward. And in the last couple of minutes, they went and got the win. And I just do believe in those instances, that's where the crowd plays their part massively. Keeping the girls motivated, keeping them moving forward. I know what it's like when I played football and you had someone cheering you. It was just, it just gave you that encouragement to keep moving forward. And that was one of the instances where I felt definitely a crowd, a support network does make a big difference when it comes to helping teams get over the finishing line. And there was another game as well. It was Shan against Teambridge, a very close game. Shan brought down, I think, 12, maybe 15 people to come and watch. And again, that encouragement, Teambridge, it's always difficult for them to get people to come because it's so far away. But
is this one?
That's the one. In the end, it was Shan got the win. They got the win because I think the crowd just were pushing them constantly throughout, and it helped. But this is the last couple of minutes of the Turnford game against Poole. If you want to stick it on the big screen, I don't know if you can do that, Martin.
I'll try my best.
There we go. Put the sound on as well.
I'll bring it down a bit.
So if you let's see if we can catch a moment where Poole. Do you see what I mean, Martin? The minute she's won that catch, caught that ball, the crowd's instantly. Hey! We've got one. So the score now is 18-17. We've got a minute and a half to go. So at this point, the energy was definitely flowing in the Turnford's direction. Good live streaming again, Martin. Good camera angles. I like it.
Thank you. Got to give it to Jack, though. Jack was doing a lot of work. The new apprentice.
Just out there. Yeah, Jack did a great job. So at this point here, I was thinking this, Poole have definitely, they've probably got this in the bag now. But let's see there we go. So there's a slight little mistake there. She launches it forward. Great catch and bang. But it's still Poole's ball. They've got the centre pass. So Poole potentially can go on and score now and win this game. But it doesn't necessarily work out that way. So the centre pass is intercepted. And then Turnford go down the other end and they win the game. But the clock is ticking.
As always.
The clock. If anyone's watching this, the clock is not synced to my one, so it might be out.
It's only a reference. Yes, I've had to say that to a couple of people. It's just there for reference.
It's not exact because Martin might push the button before me, or I might push the button before Martin. So there you go. That was a 19-18 win, and a great example of just a good crowd keeping the team motivated in the game and getting them over the finishing line. And the same was for Shan against Teambridge.
Nice
Shan,
celebration at the end as well.
It was cool. Yeah, it was really nice. Well, when you win in those circumstances,
I like seeing celebrations. I like people celebrating when they win. You know, it's a good thing. You know, it's the atmosphere. It's the feeling, isn't it? Come on.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, got all your videos now coming up. Oh.
Well, another thing I was thinking is that who was the number one team out of the North and the South this week? So looking back at the games, wondering who was the kind of standout performance. So I'm going to give. I don't know if you got any thoughts on it, Martin. Who you felt done really well over the 2 days?
Well, to be honest, I don't know what it is about the Sapphires. I was pleasantly surprised. I don't know, just they've got something. You know, I know. I reckon you're going to say I was in a report, but you know, it's that thing where new to the scene and stuff.
Yeah.
I just think they're going to. I don't know what it is. I've got this. I don't know. It's in my blood. I can feel that Sapphires are going to bring something, new and different, and just change things around a bit.
Oh no, I was thinking. Well, Ellesmere Port are definitely up there because I think what they did was they went against the grain and they've kind of messed up the league already, and we're only one round in. But for me, it's going to have to be Shan Netball Club because again, like you said,
talk about North. Sorry, you want to go into South, do you?
No, I'm just doing out of both leagues.
Oh, okay. Oh,
so
okay.
Shan, they are new to the scene. They applied themselves well. They played against a top team in Teambridge, got through that challenge. Their players are full of charisma. They got a lot of character, and I think not only
and their coach is really cool. I love his voice.
you find that, Martin, the coach always the kind of the personality of the coach always filters into the children. So I think they got the charisma, they've got a good attitude, they've got good work ethic, they're fun to interview, they're very, got a lot of personality. So I think that combined with talent I think we'll see the rise of a new giant this season in Shan.
Wouldn't it be interesting if Sapphires and Shan make it to the top and they play each other? Because we'd be like, oh, look at us.
Well, that's a huge possibility. The way they've both started is a huge possibility. They could meet each other in the nationals. But just to let everyone know, we've got 2 national finals this season. We've got 1st to 4th from both leagues. They will go to the grand finals. And 5th to 8th will go to what we will call the championship finals. So the top 8 teams in both leagues will compete in a national tournament solely because we want to get as many teams playing national level netball as possible. And we also want to find out who officially are the top 16 best teams in the country. And by doing 2 separate tournaments, we will get to find that out. But plus, especially for the younger age groups, give them more experience at playing at a national tournament. And we've got the venues sorted already. Fantastic venues, very professional venues. And will be a great day for everyone involved if your team kind of get into it.
Right. Can I quickly just throw something in? Because obviously we have these national tournaments and we have all the fun. So let's just quickly let me just plug a little bit of what I do. Here we go. Everybody, fblstreamslive.com. You'll be able to watch it on there. There's a little thing here. I can't stress it enough. Members chat. If you've got any problems, let us know in the members chat and we'll sort things out for you, or try our best to anyway, especially. But yeah, quite easy. Just come along, click on. I keep on doing that. Just click on what you want to like. If you want to rewatch the matches over the over the weekend, there you go. Or even as I've changed things around, things are changing, by the way. So you want to get these wonders. Take for instance the under 15 Southern. If I click on there and it doesn't, there we go. In here you can see I've already started to filter through like the qualifiers that we had. So things will start usually after a couple of weeks from the live stream, start to populate the new way we're doing things, where you get to see the whole load of games that are happening in that league rather than it just being the one team, which I think's quite good for money, mate. What do you reckon?
We can't stress this enough. Like, this is how I portray it. If you go and speak to Lauren at Kingsway Power and you ask Lauren, do you watch the games? Do you analyze the games? Do you study the games? Do you study the teams in the league? And this is a team that, I wouldn't say dominate, but they're up there. In every age group, they are up there. And the answer would be yes. So if you've got one of the best coaches and one of the best teams in the country analysing every game, even though they perform at such a high level, you'd think Lauren would be the last person to sit there and analyse a game if her team do so well. But they still feel that they have to do that to get the edge on their opponents, regardless of who they are, type of thing. So if Lauren's doing that and Kingsway Power are doing that, then everyone else in particular, and I know other teams do. I know Leeds are very vigorous with it as well.
Stars, yeah.
But if the top teams are doing it, the teams at the top of the table are doing it, and the teams winning national tournaments are doing it, then anyone below that has no excuse not to do it, in my eyes.
Again, I can't state enough Chester last year. You could see they started watching the live streams. They started focusing, and when they brought it to Kingsway Power that day, I was just jaw dropped.
No, it's Oldham.
Was it Oldham? I thought it was Chester.
No, you're thinking of the under-14s game, but
yeah,
the game in particular that it was used to their benefit to study different ways of playing was the under-13s against Oldham.
Right. Okay. I remember the Chester versus Kingsway Power though.
Yeah, but that was a close game. But the coach for the under-13s, she had vigorously studied the Oldham.
Oh, right. Okay. It was only because I looked at the
stream.
stats. I could see that Chester had all of a sudden purchased, and I could see that because it was a massive change. It was from how they were doing, and then all of a sudden they just went skyrocket.
Yeah, I just think so. If you can work out how they're playing the ball, like the centre pass is a very important part of the game. If you can shut down 20, 30, 10 or 20% of the centre passes the team does, then that equates to X amount of potential attacks and goals you're going to score. So, and that's the difference when you're playing high quality games. It's that 10, 20%. So, but let's go through the fixtures for this Saturday in the under-13 Southern Conference. So we know about these teams. We have history of these teams, so we can probably analyse it really well. But up first, we have Southend Sapphires versus Sutton Town. Southend are a new team coming into the league. They did very well in the qualifying game. They look good, and that would be a great test for Sutton Town. Sutton Town came third last season in the under-12s, and now they're under-13s. CD Phoenix, new to the league, they will be playing Poole. Poole come mid-table last season, and CD Phoenix have a good team. Yes, I believe, because a lot of the girls played up a year in my cup event, and if they're playing in this team, they will be decent. So, Poole, a tough game there for you. Eagles against Southend Sapphires. I'm going to be very interested in how that game goes. Eagles just got into the top four at the expense of AP Saints last season. They lost a few, they won a few. Probably not as dominant as the other teams in our age group, but I can imagine they've got a few new recruits this season. But it'd be interesting to see how they do against a very good Southend Sapphires team. Then CD Phoenix will play Sutton Town. Good game, good solid game. Again, not an easy one for Sutton Town, and it'd be interesting to see how CD Phoenix do. Then Eagles versus Poole. So good quality games in the morning to get the league underway. Then we've got another new team, Charnwood Rutland. They're playing Stars Netball Club. Stars were the champions last season, and they're kicking off their title defence against the Leicestershire-based team. Then it's Turnford who comes second, and they're playing Magic. Magic, I think they've had a good pre-season. They've started their regional league well, so I'm looking forward to seeing how they get on. Then you've got AP Saints who come, I think, maybe 5th or 6th last season, just missed out on the top 4. They're playing Charnwood Rutland. Magic then will play Stars, and Turnford will finish off playing against AP Saints. So some good quality games there. To start us off. Then the under 15s on Sunday. Let's just go through this quickly. Brilliant game. So AP Saints Sutton Town. It's going to be feisty. It's going to be aggressive. It's going to be a lot of passion in these games. So AP Saints versus Sutton Town. Good game to start us off. Then we've got Charnwood Rutland versus Turnford. Charnwood did very well in our qualifying event, but they will be coming up against a beast of a team in Turnford. So, you know, the form book says Turnford will win it, but Charnwood Rutland, you got nothing to lose. Make sure you come down, apply yourself, and give them the best game possible. It is going to be a tough one, though. Team Bridge, again, didn't probably reach their full potential last season. Very up and down season. They're playing AP Saints, who I'm tipping to be the surprise package this season in the league. Then we have Turnford against Sutton Town. Sutton Town actually did very well against Turnford last season, so they'll be hoping for the same type of performance against a very tough Turnford team. Then Charnwood Rutland taking on Team Bridge in the final game of the first kind of section of games. Then we move into the afternoon. Poole versus Team Beds. Tough game for Team Beds. Again, did really well at our qualifying event. Again, just work hard, do your best. And if you get a good start and you can put them under pressure, who knows what could happen. Western Park Blades will play Eagles. I don't know about Western Park Blades. I've never seen them compete at this level. They're playing against Eagles, who come second in the league last season. They've acquired new players. But history tells me Western Park Blades at this age group are a tough team to play against. So that should be a really good game. Then we got Magic versus Poole. Magic always come nice and competitive. So once again, if they can get a good start against Poole, who knows what could happen. Western Park Blades, then we'll play Team Beds. Then finally, Eagles will play Magic in the final game of the day. So a fantastic weekend ahead, Martin, for youth netball. Don't forget, everyone, please come along. Please support the league. We keep getting emails from people, and I've got to say this, it's driving me nuts now. People getting me to authenticate why I charge a ticket price for entry. And it's as simple as going to Tesco and asking why you have to pay for your shopping. At the end of the day, the financial the financial risk we take, no one else in this country would probably take when it comes to running this league. We supply everything from umpires to venue hire to staffing to score takers, but it's not just that. It's the stuff around it. It's doing these shows here every single week. It's doing the promotion. It's doing the social media. It's doing the email marketing. It's doing the admin for the league. There's so much going on behind the scenes to make sure these kids have the best possible opportunity. So the reason we charge is, one, it has to be sustainable. Number two, we wouldn't mind putting a plate of beans on the table for our children. And number three, we can't supply the best possible service without money coming into our bank account. So if you don't realize the amount of effort we're putting in now, you're never going to realize it. So come along, support, because the more you support the league, the more we can offer the league, the more we can bring to the league. Like already at the Nationals, we've committed to bringing down the host DJ from the Commonwealth Games. So she's going to run all the music on the day. Martin has invested in a commentator for his live stream. I've invested in someone to host the event, so you don't have to hear my voice all the time.
Thank God.
And potentially we've got a dance crew, an award-winning dance crew coming down. So we're investing and we're trying to make everyone's experience the best it possibly can be. But we can't do that unless we get some sort of financial reward for it.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
If you respect what we do and you can see the work we're doing for it to be a positive thing to help give your child the best possible environment to play their netball, then there should not be an issue. And it's going to be a good league. It's going to be a great season. I can feel it. It's going to be the best season. And if you can't be there, we have Martin on FBL, supplying you with the best possible service. You have free cameras. You do not miss a thing. So if you've got a problem with our umpires, or if you've got a problem with the decision, Martin has the middle and he has the back of the court. It is Hawkeye at its
can I add
finest.
to that? The only thing I can't deal with is the 4G network or 5G network, whatever, the mobile network. Sometimes, I've got 3 different networks. That's how much I'm committed to this league and to these, to all these players. 3 different networks to make sure we broadcast. But sometimes things are outside of my thing. But yeah, three cameras. Show me a league where except for like Premiership, as in, where you're going to get 3 cameras on the action. It's just amazing.
Don't forget, we've got 43 rounds this season, and we're committing, or you're committing, well, we're all committing to providing every single game in
virtually every
43 rounds.
Some of them are double booked, aren't they? So you got
some, but we're looking at a silly amount of we're live broadcasting more games than the Netball Super League would do.
Man, I think we're doing more than what Sky is. Last season was ridiculous.
There's never been a bigger and better platform to enjoy your netball this season, and looking forward to meeting all the new teams. Looking forward to seeing all the regulars, and looking forward to seeing all the spectators. And let's have a great season. If we all work together, we can make this the best season possible for everyone involved. So
definitely
good luck everyone this weekend. Thank you for joining us on our first review show. I'm gonna put a little leaderboard on the website to show everyone who's the quiz masters. And what we'll probably do is we'll do the top 5 at the end of the season. We'll go into the national finals of the quiz.
It's always going to be a national finals
to win a prize. We'll make it a decent one as well. Good. So yes, Martin, it's cup of tea time.
Cup of tea. Bedtime.
I'll see you at the weekend for a good 20 hours worth of netball.
Woo! See you all, everybody. Don't forget, comment, let us know. Follow us on Instagram, obviously YouTube. We've got Twitter. You can find it all. They're all in the links. Thank you very much. Bye.